One thing I love in my image and etiquette consulting training was our discussion on how this career can help people feel and look their best by combining presenting your most authentic self of who you are and how you want others to perceive you in any given situation. But how can we present ourselves, our most authentic selves, in any given situation? Hello ladies, hello gentlemen, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Sheryl and that question is today's topic and we are going to answer and I'm going to give you some tips on how can we really present ourselves in the most authentic way. But before we proceed, let me talk about or emphasize about some factors that play or influence such as age, upbringing, and life experiences. These are some of the important factors that really affect how we present ourselves out there. How honest can we be? So for example, when I was in high school, before I was more cautious and conscious about my insecurities, so that hinder me a lot of times to just be confident of who I was. Now, of course, that I'm a mature woman, I know my limitations, I know my boundaries, so I am more capable on how to deal with such insecurities. Our life experiences hone us to be more mature in dealing with such. And upbringing, we have different upbringing. Some families encourage their children or their families to always stick to your truth and be honest. So for some of you, being authentic, being honest out there is just innate. But for some, might be different. And also I want to emphasize that I don't want to disregard the fact that being adaptable, our adaptability, that skill is very important as a human in this world. We don't disregard that. But if we are always faking it till we make it, I think that is the problem. So if we can, I think it is good to always show our most authentic selves of who we are out there. So now, before this video gets longer again, let me give you some tips on how you can present yourself in any given situation by being yourself. So let us begin with your inner values. Know your inner values. It is very important to know what you believe, to know what you stand for, so that you know when to walk away from the crowd and when to get involved. Let's say you are in a crowd where vulgarity is encouraged and you don't like vulgarity. You don't like vulgarity. It is not what you believe in. It is not you as a person. So it's either you excuse yourself or tell the crowd or the environment that for you it is very uncomfortable, the talk or the discussion or the language they're using. Now, if nothing changed and they don't want to listen, they don't want to adapt to you, then it is your responsibility to walk away. And believe me, it is better if you are going to do that and you will feel good at the end. Second is value your inner values. Yes, it is not enough to know your inner values. Obviously, you have to value it. You have to give credit to what you believe, to what you stand for, and not just being aware of it. Don't be scared to do that. It is you. I think your inner values really, if you hold on that, no matter what the society tells you, no matter what is the trend, what is not the trend, what is in, what is out, if you know your inner values, if you hold on that, you will not get lost in this society. You will not just be in a situation where you don't know anymore how you got in there. Just always value your inner core, and I think you'll be fine. Third is always be honest to yourself. This is obvious, but I am also guilty with this. Sometimes because we need to adapt to a certain situation, to a certain crowd, sometimes we just adapt. I told you a while ago, it is not bad to be adaptable. It is an important skill to have to, survive and to thrive in this world. But I think if you are honest about what you are saying, how you are presenting yourselves, you are more comfortable. And I believe that people sense that too. And now, this tip is practical but important. And that is, wear something that is you, something that speaks to you, something that is your personal style. If you wear something that speaks to you, the people can sense that you are comfortable with it. And then also, you don't have to think about your outfit. Then you can focus on, just enjoy the surroundings, just talking to people. Of course, you have to consider as well if you are gonna wear something, the occasion. But more on that in the next videos. This topic is also one of my favorites because I love personal style. I love fashion in a way, but there are more in-depth discussion on how we can find our personal style that speaks to us truthfully. But for now, let me give you another example on why it is important that you wear something that is you, that you can wear, and something that will not wear you, but you wear it. You know what I mean? For example, if you are going to a date and you are wearing these sexy stilettos, but then you know that the whole night you will feel so uncomfortable because you are going to think on how you're going to walk with those heels. So you are going to be occupied with that thought than just be in the moment. So wear something that speaks to you, wear something that you're comfortable with. Consider the occasion, of course, and be mindful of, are you really wearing the clothes or are these clothes wearing you? Two different situations. Next is try to improve your communication skills. For some people, this is easy. For some, it is not. For example, if you are going to engage in a language that is not your mother language, of course, obviously, you have more difficulty than if you are just going to speak through your mother tongue. There's this misconception also that to be a good communicator is to talk. No, it's not. Actually, to be a good communicator, you have to be a good listener. A good communicator doesn't mean you're a good talker. Most of the times, a good communicator, a good interviewer, is actually the one who knows how to listen, not just how to converse. If you try it next time in any situation, in any social situation, you will see what I mean. How to be a good communicator out there, especially if the language you have to engage in or with is not your first language. With practice, you can improve that. And believe me, if you improve your communication skills, the more you can be authentic, because you can, of course, express yourself more. So by doing that, you will be more comfortable talking. You will be more comfortable being yourself out there because you can express yourself clearly also. Next is avoid being a people pleaser. This is a cliche one, but this is very important to mention here. We all have this. Like what I have said, we adapt and we need sometimes to adapt. But always pleasing people is very hard to maintain or to sustain. I know if you are going to go to an interview or get a job get that job that you really want, or get that client, win that project, sometimes you have to please the people, but it doesn't mean that you have to fake it. You can do and present yourself and win those clients and have the job by being just you and present the greatest and the most qualified person as you are already. You don't have to please. You just have to go out there and be confident what you can and what you cannot. Now, my last tip for today's video, last but not the least, is be comfortable of being you. You are unique, you have your flaws, you have your strengths, you have your weaknesses. Be aware of all of those factors in your life and just accept who you are as a person. No one is perfect. Accept who you are and do not be apologetic about it. Now, I'm not saying to be stubborn again. I'm not saying to be close-minded. Of course, you should be open for your improvements, self-developments, whatever that you think that can still better you as a person. But in general, you have to be comfortable of who you are. Accept who you are. You are unique, you are you, and you are special. Because I believe if you know how to do that, if you know how to accept your own personality, there's no need for you to pretend for being somebody or someone else. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoy it and I hope to see you again in the next videos. Thank you for your time. If you like this kind of videos, which I do, please give it a like and subscribe if you're not yet subscribing. If you have comments or suggestions, just type it in the comment section. Maybe you have other tips, maybe you have other suggestions on how we can truly present our most authentic self out there. I said those are just my tips. Of course, there are so many tips out there that I did not discuss in this video, or else this video will be so long. So if you have additional tips, if you have additional suggestions, just type it in the comment section. Maybe it will help someone else who is watching this video. So yes, don't hesitate to comment, to suggest in the comment section. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again. As always, God bless always.